Hello, everyone. Welcome to Shadows of the Old World, a special episode titled The Wedding That Never Ended. This story comes from the real experience of Emma, a freelance makeup artist based in London. She told me this a few years ago, and even now her voice still trembles a little when she talks about it. The events happened about 3 years ago. Emma got hired to do makeup for a private wedding. It was a high-paying job because the couple had booked the entire hotel exclusively for 3 full days. She was contacted through a luxury bridal boutique in central London. The bride called her personally and said, "We're looking for a makeup artist who understands a bit of old romantic Gothic vibe. The theme is Victorian, but in a positive way, you know?" Emma thought to herself, great pay, free accommodation, and a chance to visit the English countryside. She said yes immediately. Emma drove out from London early in the morning. The hotel is located in a remote part of the English countryside, quite far from the city. The road leading there is winding and full of sharp curves, with warning signs telling drivers to slow down because it's dangerous. She arrived at the hotel around 10 a.m. The hotel is an old Victorian-era manor house, stone mixed with dark wood. Tall windows, arched ceilings, long, shadowy corridors lit by antique-style lamps. The air smells of aged wood and faint lavender. The lobby has thick carpets and dim, flickering lights, giving it the atmosphere of an old European horror film. Emma checked in at the front desk. The staff smiled oddly and said, "You're the first to arrive. The hosts will probably come in the afternoon or evening." She was assigned a corner room at the end of the corridor, room number 16 or something like that. She doesn't remember exactly. As she walked down the long wooden hallway, every step made the floor creak. Creak. The sound echoed like someone was following her, but when she turned around, no one was there. When she reached her door, something was placed right in front of it. A bouquet of white lilies, the kind often used in old European funerals, a small extinguished candle, an old black and white photograph of a young man in a suit, and a small plate of shortbread cookies next to an old-fashioned milk bottle, all arranged like an offering. Emma thought, is this the staff doing some kind of local spirit ritual, or leftovers from a previous guest? She took a photo of it, but didn't think much more. Inside the room, oakwood panelling on every wall, low ceiling, heavy velvet curtains, an antique mirror, slightly foggy. The bed is a large 4-poster with canopy netting. The bathroom door is frosted glass, semi-transparent. Emma set down her 2 makeup cases and then went out to drive around the nearby area, had some food, and returned to the hotel around 8 p.m. When she walked back to her room, it was pitch dark. Only the light in front of her own door was on. The corridor lights were spaced far apart and mostly off. The floorboards creaked, louder and louder, as if someone was walking right behind her. She turned. Nothing. When she unlocked the door, she heard a faint voice from inside the bathroom. "Emma?" She thought it was the wind,
or her imagination, but when she turned on the bathroom light, empty. After showering, she sat on the bed, scrolling on her phone. Suddenly she heard footsteps on the wooden floor. Thump, thump, slow and deliberate, circling around the bed toward the headboard. She turned off the phone screen. Total darkness. Through the canopy netting, she saw a dark silhouette standing at the foot of the bed. She switched on the small bedside lamp. Gone. She told herself, I must be exhausted, put in earphones, played some calming music, and fell asleep. The next morning, the day of the bachelorette or bachelor party, Emma woke up at 8 a.m. and went to have breakfast in the garden by the pool. She noticed a white tuxedo suit draped over one of the chairs, the groom's outfit, but no one was around. She asked a staff member, "Who left this suit here?" The reply, "Someone dropped it off last night. They said it was for someone in the wedding party." Emma wondered, did the groom arrive early? In the afternoon, she prepared her makeup kit for the party, but no one showed up. She called the bride, no answer. She sent messages, read, but no reply. By around 3 p.m., she felt tired and dozed off while looking at old photos on her phone. She jolted awake because a man's voice called clearly, "Emma, wake up. It's time." She checked the time, 7:30 p.m. The hotel was completely dark and silent, only her room light on. She walked out to the garden and saw a man in a white suit sitting with his head down, crying quietly by the pool. An older woman, like an aunt, stood beside him. Emma approached slowly. "Excuse me, are you the groom?" He looked up. Handsome face, but eyes red from crying. "Yes, sorry, Emma. Victoria and I had a fight last night about the suit. The original was cream, but I wanted white. It feels purer. Tomorrow you'll do my makeup, right? And hers too. My suit is with you, isn't it?" Emma nodded, but inside she was confused. How did that white tuxedo end up in her room? The older woman turned to her. "Don't forget, dear. Tomorrow, morning, early. Bring the suit for my nephew." Then both of them went quiet. Emma backed away slowly and returned to her room, feeling eyes on her the whole way.
Emma backed away slowly, walking back to her room, but she felt like someone was watching her the entire way. She turned to look at the garden behind her, only tree shadows and faint moonlight, but the feeling lingered, as if dozens of eyes were fixed on her from the darkness. She quickened her pace. The wooden floor creaked behind her, as if someone was following, but when she turned again, nothing. Back in her room, she slammed the door shut, locked it twice, and collapsed onto the edge of the bed, heart still racing. She tried to calm herself, but Arthur's words looped in her head. "Tomorrow you'll do my makeup, right? And Victoria's too." She picked up her phone to check line with Victoria. Still read, but no reply. She sent another message. "What time will you arrive tomorrow morning? I've got everything ready." No double tick. She opened her makeup case to check her supplies and froze. Under the bed, another milk carton and shortbread arranged exactly like before. This time, a small piece of paper lay beside it, written in shaky handwriting, "Thank you for coming early. We need you to finish it." Goosebumps spread across her skin. She yanked the items out and threw them in the trash, then collapsed onto the bed. She put in earphones, cranked up the music to drown out the noise, but the footsteps still broke through. Creak, creak, circling the room slowly until exhaustion finally pulled her under. The next morning, the wedding day, around 5 a.m., she jolted awake to a soft knock at the door. "Emma, dear, time to wake up." It was the older woman's voice again. She opened the door. The aunt stood there, smiling gently, just like before. "Bring the tuxedo too, dear. Around 6 a.m., Arthur is waiting downstairs. We need to finish this." Emma nodded, grabbed the white tuxedo suit and her makeup case and carried them downstairs. The hotel was still pitch dark, only dim corridor lights flickering. No sounds, no other guests. It felt like she was alone in the entire building. She walked out to the pool and saw Arthur sitting with his head bowed in the same chair as before. The aunt stood beside him. She approached carefully. "Arthur, has Victoria arrived yet? I'm all set." He lifted his head. His eyes were red and swollen, but he gave a sad smile. "Victoria, she's on her way, but we had one last fight about the suit. White is better, purer. Tomorrow you'll do my makeup, and hers, right? My tuxedo is with you, isn't it?" Emma nodded, but unease crept into her chest. She hadn't seen Victoria or any other guest arrive in the past 2 days. How could Arthur still talk like everything was going ahead normally? The aunt turned to her. "Don't forget, dear, early tomorrow. Bring the clothes for my nephew. We have to finish what was promised." Then both of them fell silent. Emma stepped back, a chill settling in her chest. She hurried back inside the hotel, but before reaching the lobby she heard a vehicle from afar, faint sirens mixed with flashing lights. She ran out to the front. An ambulance was parked there, red and white lights flashing silently. 2 or 3 paramedics stood by the rear doors. Victoria stood beside the ambulance, sobbing uncontrollably, tears streaming down her face. Emma ran toward her. "Victoria, what happened?" Victoria turned, tears pouring. She hugged herself tightly, as if trying to keep from collapsing. "Emma, Arthur, he's gone. He died the very first day you arrived. He was driving to the hotel, that dangerous curve on the road. There was a truck broken down on the side. He didn't see it in time. He crashed, died instantly. And his aunt, the aunt who came with him, broken neck. Both of them." Emma's world spun. Her legs nearly gave out. She gripped the edge of the ambulance, hands ice cold. "That's impossible. It's impossible. I just talked to him a little while ago. He was sitting by the pool, crying last night. He smiled at me, told me to do his makeup.
The aunt was standing right beside him. Isn't he at the hospital? Victoria bowed her head, voice trembling. She spoke slowly, each word heavy with pain. I don't want to believe it either, but the doctor confirmed he died instantly at the scene. I asked the hospital to inject formalin right away so the body wouldn't swell, because before he passed, he told me he still wanted the wedding to happen. He still wanted someone to do his makeup, to make him look his best, one last time. Emma stepped back, voice shaking. But why me alone? Why did I see him every day when no one else saw anything? Victoria lifted her head, tears still falling. I really don't know.
The paramedics opened the rear doors of the ambulance. Arthur lay on the stretcher, body stiff, face pale, but still handsome like the old photograph. The white tuxedo from the crash scene was folded beside him. Emma stared at the body, then at Victoria, then back at the body. Tears streamed down her face without stopping. She climbed into the ambulance, opened her makeup case with trembling hands. She began. Foundation to smooth the skin, concealer to cover the bruises, sharp eyebrows, soft lip tint. Tears rolled down her cheeks as she worked. While she was doing it, she heard the whisper clearly beside her ear. "Thank you, Emma. Now it's perfect." Afterward, she stepped down from the ambulance. Victoria hugged her gently and whispered, "Thank you, Emma, for making him look his best." Emma quickly gathered her things and walked to her car. Before leaving, she looked back. The aunt stood beside her car, neck twisted at nearly 90 degrees, body slowly fading like mist. Victoria ran after her. "That's Arthur's aunt. She died with him. She must have wanted to make sure you got home safely." Emma drove away. All the way back, she felt someone sitting in the passenger seat. A faint whisper followed her the entire journey. "Safe journey, Emma. Thank you." She never took another wedding job again, and every night before sleep, she still hears it. Creak, creak, footsteps circling her room.